Hey guys. Um. Yep. But basically, I'm gonna make a Windows 8, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, Windows RT app. This app is gonna be a first-person shooter game. It's gonna be 1.5 gigabytes probably, maybe 2 gigabytes. I want to make it big, and I want to make it massive. But the Windows 8 RT, I can tell you what it can hold. It can hold. It has after you downloaded a couple apps like Halo and 1 gig apps, you can hold roughly about 8 gigs left over. So I plan on making the app big, but not so big it kills your tablet. It's gonna be for everybody, and it's gonna be really neat and extreme. I'm going to try and make it as fun as possible. It's hard for me to talk and kill it, but I guess that's no excuse. I'm going to make it as fun as possible. The max amount of players is probably going to be 8. I'll try and do 12. I will try and do 12, I promise. And at the end of the game, I'm going to show you how you can play 4-player split screen on a Windows tablet. I'm going to show you how you can play with the Xbox controller and all that. If you have a Windows 8 and Windows RT, you probably already know about the Xbox controller and how it automatically hooks up, and how the second Xbox controller hooks up just as well. So I figured a fourth one would hook up the same amount. They have 4-player games on there that probably uses the Xbox controller already. So the use of the Xbox controller will be my greatest advantage in achieving this first-person shooter app, which is perfect because a flat screen is very hard to work with if you have a first-person shooter. So a controller just works just fine because it has everything you need: joysticks, buttons, all the good stuff, triggers and everything. And all the things you need to maneuver. I played free for all because I wanted to do it to where if I mess up, just for your reference, I don't really have to play and worry about a teammate, so I can just, go all out. And also, what games do you want me to put on there as such on this app? Because I don't know how many maps I'm going to make for it, to be honest. It can be a lot of maps, it can be not very many maps, but I know every map is going to have great quality. I'm not going to go for low quality. I want great quality, good graphics. Your frames per second, you're probably looking at in between 40 and 60. I don't know. I'm going to try and get it to 60. I know that a Surface Pro can run an Xbox emulator at 60. It's just hard. Maybe because it's not meant to, but it can run it. So that tells me a Windows RT can run it too. Because the RT isn't as high powered as a Surface Pro, but they're not very different when it comes to power. So I think a Windows RT can run a first-person shooter. There are a few tests on the first-person shooter. Very extreme. Very hard to make, but they work. And I plan on making one. I plan on making one that works well with the Windows RT, and not just the Windows RT. The Windows 8 computer and such. The Windows 8 computer, yes. And all of them actually. I don't know if I can work with the Windows Samsung RT. I know I have the Surface RT, and that's the one I'm working with. So if your system is just as good or greater than a Surface RT, you'll be able to run this app. So that's almost all the Windows 8 games and stuff, almost all the Windows devices and stuff. And only thing is, it'll be an ARM app. I don't want an x86 app. I want it to be on the Windows Store. I like the Windows Store. It's nice and neat. x86 isn't nice and neat. You have to search for it, and you can't, public size it. You can't media size it. A freaking, yeah, you can't media size it. I don't like it. I don't like the x86 apps. They don't media. They're not media. But they're good. They're just not media, and I like media. And maybe that's what I'm looking for. I don't know. But I want everybody to know about it. I want it to be massively multiplayer. And then later on, I will put in the extension maps, which is going to be an app itself. And it's going to have the old maps plus new maps. It's probably going to be a gig and a half. It's going to have a lot of maps. And it's going to be just for online play. Maybe extension campaign, I don't know. I might do an extension campaign separately. And in an extreme case, I might even make a whole new campaign just separately. The campaign is obviously going to be free. The map packs, those are the ones that aren't going to be free. However, there are going to be 2 maps that come with the campaign app that are going to be for online play, and you can use those. 2 or 3. I don't know how many I'm going to do. I'm starting in December. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I plan to finish somewhere in 2014, somewhere before Android catches up, somewhere, and I want it to be amazing and great. And I hope you like this video, and please comment and give me some ideas for guns, give me some ideas for maps, and give me some ideas for vehicles, because I'm thinking about putting vehicles in it too.